Hey, what's going on, everyone? Once again, Dan the Glassman here. We're at the Cinder block rocket stove in the backyard. And so this is, I guess we can call this part 4 of the video series. And right now, basically, there's no wind today. We were trying to do this project yesterday in the wind, and it was blowing the fire really bad, smoke everywhere. Today we got this fire going in like less than 5 minutes. Just put the paper in to the back corner, lit the paper through some small little pieces of wood kindling on top of that paper, let that start to ignite, and then start adding the bigger sticks, which is still just kindling. I mean, this is just small pieces of wood, which is why we want to use rocket stoves, is because you're utilizing small fire fuel. You're using small pieces of wood, or you can even use paper. There's stuff called paper logs, where you just get like old paper and mix it with the water. You turn it into a pulp, and then you basically squeegee it out in a form, and then you're just left with a paper form, and you can dry those out for about a week or so, let them cure, and then you can use those for your fire fuel as well. So you can recycle a bunch of material. Now you can see this is pretty much just, you know, full blast, flames coming up. And so we're at 1.5 minutes here now. And what we're going to do is we have water all ready to go here at the sink. This is cold water. I'll put my hand in it so you can see. So, I mean, it's cold, you know. So what we're going to do is we're going to just time this right now. So we're at about 2 minutes here. We'll wait. We'll go at 1:53. We'll do a little countdown. 3, 2, 1, and go. Now we're right at 2 minutes. We're going to let this just cook for a while. We may have to keep feeding the fuel in. Like I said, when I boiled water before in this pan, and the pan is full, we're not just doing a cup of water. I mean, this is, I don't know, maybe a quart of water, something like that. Probably at least 6 cups of water, I would assume. And it took about between 7 to 10 minutes for me to get this to boil. So basically we're gonna just sit here and chill. We'll light a cigarette here, and we'll just hang out and just wait for this to boil. And as you can see, if you look around, there is really no smoke coming out from here. I mean, it's clean burning. You still can't do it just directly inside. I don't know how much carbon monoxide or anything is coming off of that. But I mean, as you can see, the flange there, the cooking collar, the flames that are hitting directly up on that pan there. We are now 1.5 minutes in. Flames are going. So this is a full-on burn here. Yesterday, I think the wood was too moist. It was real smoky. And I mean, even we had rain yesterday. You can see the dirt's a little bit moist. It's not too bad though. But we did get some rain yesterday. There's some people working on the roof right next door. It's pretty cool. Our backyard is lined up right to the next door's roof, so we overlook them. So it's pretty cool. We really don't have any neighbors on this side. Now, I'm noticing that the flame isn't shooting out anymore. So let's go back. We'll readjust. Take a look though. That water, I don't know if you were able to see that, but it had a little swirl of steam coming up off of it. A little bit more. There's a couple little bubbles on the bottom. A couple little bubbles on the side. Bubbles are starting to form a little bit bigger now. So we're almost there already, and we're at about 3 minutes in now. Let's check the fuel, see if we need to feed it. a little bit more. And sometimes all you have to do, just get a stick, and you just you feed your fuel inward. Eventually, we're gonna create a box that's gonna be slightly slanted downward, 45-degree angle. So the wood will just feed itself into this eventually. And then all you do is feed that in. The air will flow through underneath the bottom here where those hot embers are. That's where your ash will collect. And when it starts to get too much ash in here, all you do is you take out your little air stones here. Whatever you have, like you can even get like soup cans, pop holes through them, like this one here. Well, it's just a soup can. That was an old breather. Basically, we loaded the wood on top of here, fed it through there, and it was a different style rocket stove on that one. So now, as you can see, we're at 4 minutes in now. Fire's going. You might be able to hear a little sizzle. That's just the wet moisture from the wood, I believe. And you can see the steam is rising up now. You know that water's getting hot. So yeah, at 4 minutes, it's already pretty hot. We'll just keep going. So now we're at 5 minutes in. The fire's still going well. There's slight smoke inside there. That you can hear the hissing. The wood is just wet. But for being wet, I mean, come on. There's barely any smoke rising out of there. Basically, the turbine from the rocket stove, it burns out all the soot and all that, so you never really have any smoke. Eventually, we're gonna learn how to move that hot air coming out that's just being wasted now, all that heat. We're gonna learn how to divert it into some tubes, some mass heaters, so we can actually heat up the home. And we're gonna wrap a copper water line around one of the tubes, so that way we can actually heat up our water as well. And we'll try to be living as off the grid as possible. For 2 months, I've been actually off the grid with no gas at the house and no electricity, and except for I had one extension cord running from the neighbor's house, and that allowed us to keep our refrigerator on and keep our food going, as well as keep a lamp on at night in the main living area. And then throughout the house, basically I would just use some solar lamps, just the solar lights that are for our pathway, and we just let those charge up during the day, and at night we'd bring them in to the hallways so we could see our way through, and in the bathrooms, and carry a flashlight, light candles, real simple. So now we're at 7 minutes here. As you can see, I mean, there's the water is you can see it's trying to actually move. You can see there's steam coming, and there are small bubbles still on the bottom. So we'll see if this starts to boil in the next couple minutes here. I don't want to put my fingers in there. It's probably warm, maybe hot. I'm not sure. Flames are going well. See, those flames are so hot they shoot right out. You can light your cigarette right out the end. A lot more steam going on. The bottom is now starting to get bubbles everywhere. Lots of tiny bubbles. A couple of the bigger bubbles in the center, but all the little bubbles are now everywhere. We're at, let's see, 11 minutes. So that would put us at 9 minutes. Alright, so there's a 9-minute mark. Like I said, 7 to 10 minutes. I guess it just depends on how much fire I have going, how much wood is going, and everything. But pretty much we're at a boil. Bubbles are on the bottom. It's not a rapid boil yet. I figure probably in just the next minute or two. But that's probably good enough for the video. As you can see, the bubbles are there. It's boiling. I don't want to bore you anymore watching this. Fire's still going. We'll keep feeding the fire. Make sure that the flame stays right towards right at the rocket there, right in the corner. And if you need to, you can always add more fuel in. You know, you just add sticks directly inside right there, and you can keep it going. We're actually gonna boil some water so we can wash dishes and make a really large pan actually, and keep that going for a while. Maybe add a few more of these small sticks to help light the big sticks. And see, it's fairly safe. You can put your hand right in there. The flame turbine is sucking the air through this way and then up. So the flame never comes this way, except for when it's windy. So here we are, 13 minutes in. So we're at 11 now. And it's got the bubbles. They're about to start to rise. But that's probably good enough. Once again, Dan the Glassman, and boiling water outside on the rocket stove. You guys have a good day.